11 years ago, we saw the birth of Formula E racing in Beijing, and in 2025, the story continues in Shanghai. 22 of the world's best drivers as we wait to find out who will be first in the Far East. Jean-Eric Vergne lines up on the top 10 for a fourth successive start in 2025. He scored points in all but 2 races this year. Jake Hughes' 31st birthday yesterday. That's his best starting position since Jeddah in February. David Beckman, his second ever dual appearance in Formula E and equals his best ever qualifying in the series. Jake Dennis has had a run of 4 consecutive points finish, which was ended in Tokyo after disqualification. That's his 3rd time lining up 7th in 2025. Ollie Rowland sees his run of 3 consecutive poles ended by Maximilian Günther here today, and it's his first time out of the top 5 on the grid since Miami. Then De Vries, his 5th top 5 start in 6 races. He's 5 points in front of his teammate. Nick Cassidy takes his first dual appearance of the season, and Jaguar's best qualifying of the season, believe it or not. Then Vergne lines up 3rd for a second successive race. He's won from that place 3 times in his Formula E career. Taylor Barnard starts 2nd, McLaren aiming for a 2nd win at this circuit in 2025 after winning the F1 race here earlier in the year. And Günther takes his 2nd pole of season 11. The 5 red lights come on, 29 laps of action as we go and send it in Shanghai. Günther gets away well from pole position and chops over on Taylor Barnard, but keep an eye out from behind with Pascal Vergne sweeping around the outside and leads into turn 1. Vergne with an absolute corker of a start from the 2nd row of the grid, followed by Günther. On the outside there is Nick De Vries trying to challenge, with Cassidy looking for 3rd place against Taylor Barnard. We come down to the left of turn 3. Rowland side by side there with the Mahindra as well. Vergne trying to find his way through there on the inside. He was getting aggressive. Mortara's going to get pinched here between Nick Cassidy. Spins it round, does Nick Cassidy, after contact with Eder Mortara and Jean-Eric Vergne into the final corner.
I think one thing to definitely be keeping an eye on is for those drivers that haven't yet used their first use of attack mode, because they might be waiting to cover off the first use of pit boost. So effectively taking the gap that they would lose coming into the pit boost away by maximising the time they're out while others are in pit boost. It's a tactic and a strategy that a few drivers have mentioned to me so far this week.
Let's see who pits now. Here's the pit entry.
Yeah, look at that flurry of cars coming in, all sort of on the lower half of the top 10 really though. So
Günther's in though. He's the pole man from 4th place. So that's interesting to watch out, Tom, is what happens when this pack of Rowland, De Vries come into pit. Where do they cycle out compared to Günther and Da Costa? What we're looking at is a race of 2 groups, right? So look from the green symbol on the left-hand side of the timing tower, starting down at Muller. That is effectively Group 2 who have pitted, and we need to see when it shakes out, when everyone's pitted, where Group 1, led by Oliver Rowland, shakes out compared to them. We're in the pit lane, and what we're watching is where the group led by Nico Muller is. So here we go. This is the group of Muller, Günther, and here comes the group coming out of the pit lane, Oliver Rowland.
So we will be with Da Costa at pit out and Günther. Muller, Da Costa at pit out. They have used.
Rowland has just managed to make this work then, so he's come out in front of Nico Muller, in front of Max Günther there as well, but Günther has got 16 seconds of attack mode left remaining, and he's going to have to try and make this work fairly quickly. Coming through the left-handed kink of turn 5, I don't think Rowland's going to have anything left to try and thwart his challenge, and indeed Günther goes through and effectively into the race lead then.
Barnard's gone for it now.
We'll see just how different the car is going to be for him in terms of the pace. And look at that, straight past Oliver Rowland on the exit of turn 6. Next target is Robin Fries. He's going to pick off another driver in the next corner.
So we are on the slightly downside on energy, so we need maximum efficiency now.
Oh, that's a horrible message for Pascal Vergne to receive there. Needs to conserve energy. All the while, he's got a rear-view mirror full of Taylor Barnard, who's going to cycle towards the outside and goes through. Günther's relinquished the lead here. Barnard hits the front, side-by-side with Vergne versus Günther into the final corner. Günther's going to have track position here, but does Vergne have better traction on the exit? Side-by-side they go, down the start, finish straight, as they head in towards turn 1. Who's going to get 2nd place here? Günther it is that takes the position away. Da Costa is on the inside of Rowland, who goes into attack mode then, and is going to relinquish 8th place to Robin Fries here.
And when you look at how many places Nick de Vries gained on his attack mode, it was not that many. So it will be a tough job for Oliver Rowland to overtake so many cars and to get to the lead.
And look now at Max Günther challenging for third place here as well. Can Rowland do anything down into turn 6 for the lead against Barnard? He can, and goes through. So 1 minute and 15 seconds left then for Rowland. Günther has got over a minute more remaining compared. He's not far down the road.
It's one extra lap. He's gone 1 lap later, so I think Günther's in the best position here.
My feeling is we pass and we go.
His feeling is pass and go, and that's what exactly he's going to do, Tom, as he heads towards turn 1.
Pulls alongside, side by side we go, and Günther makes it easy. Ahead of Oliver Rowland, leads at the start of lap 26. Jay Penske delighted.
Here comes Nato, around the outside, down to the chicane. What does Rowland do here? Does Rowland play the team game?
What does Nissan do here as well? Side by side, Nato forcing Barnard off onto the curb. Back on the inside goes Barnard.
Barnard having a look. Tom's hand is going crazy in the commentary box. I don't know what he's signalling, but anyway.
I couldn't believe he was going to make that stick. It was a hell of a dive to the inside, but now looks to the outside into turn 7 and 8. Side by side between Rowland and Barnard. Looks for the inside line into the next corner. Nato's there ready to try and take advantage as well. And Barnard goes through and into second. The new Nissans now close together. And here comes Dan Ticktum looking for the inside line against Norman Nato and gets through and up into 4th place. Nato now going head-to-head with Jean-Eric Verne inside the top 5.
And Nato's lost out here. He's lost out. He should have been fighting for 2nd place. He's now fighting for 5th against Verne. Look at Ticktum. Ticktum against Rowland, and he's done it.
Ticktum goes through and into 3rd place then against Oliver Rowland. This is absolutely brilliant from 21st on the grid. Dan Ticktum in the Cupra Kiro up into the podium places at the end of this race.
There's a last corner lunge coming. Ticktum is there. Ticktum is right there. Watch this, coming through 8. Now 9. This is the final opportunity into the chicane, Tom. Does Ticktum go for it?
He does! He goes through on the outside, but look at Verne trying to find his way through. Max Günther takes his 7th Formula E career victory here in Shanghai, but who gets 2nd place on the podium?
Verne.
It's Verne! It's a 1-2 for DS Penske ahead of Taylor Barnard. What a fantastic final lap here in Shanghai, and DS Penske delight here in China. Look at this, what a lunge from Verne down the inside of Barnard, down the inside of Ticktum, caught the Briton completely unawares. It was aggressive and robust, but he made it pay off, and a 1-2 for the DS Penske team, their first ever 1-2 finish in any guise. So let's take a look at the race results, shall we, after round 10 of the Hankook Shanghai E-Prix. It's Günther on top ahead of Jean-Eric Verne of DS Penske 1-2 here in Shanghai. Then a British 3, 4 and 5. Barnard ahead of Ticktum and championship leader Oliver Rowland. Norman Nato, his teammate in 6th position ahead of Sam Bird, Nick de Vries, Sebastian Buemi and Robin Freitz completing the top 10.
Amazing, 1-2 for the team. I'm so happy. Yeah, real masterclass this race. I think the strategy, the pace, the execution, the moves, everything was nice. And yeah, at the end I knew when I've got the overlap on Oli and more energy that I just have to go and get my head down and yeah, try to disappear, which we managed. And yeah, extremely happy.
Now the Drivers' Championship, Oliver Rowland, of course, still leads at the sharp end of the field, but it's now Taylor Barnard who moves himself up into 2nd place, courtesy of his podium here this afternoon. Verline and DaCosta, no scoring, down into 3rd and 4th. Günther and Verne all moving up a couple of places. De Vries, Dennis moving down, and Ticktum now up into 9th ahead of Sebastian Buemi. Fantastic from the German driver. Delight for DS Penske here in China. And now time for the champagne to be sprayed. Run and take cover for the dignitaries. And the celebrations begin.